Have you ever felt like you were the only one who truly exists? Like the whole world is a stage, and everyone else is just an actor? That's the basic idea behind solipsism. It's a philosophical concept that says the only thing we can be sure of is our own existence. Everything else could just be figments of our imagination. It's a radical idea, but stick with me. Imagine you are the only conscious being. Everything you see is a product of your mind. It's a dizzying thought, isn't it? But that's the essence of solipsism. At its core, solipsism is all about the I. It's the ultimate expression of self-centeredness, but not in a selfish way. We can only ever experience the world through our own senses. Your senses, your thoughts, your feelings, they all color the way you see the world. Solipsism argues we can never truly know if anything outside of ourselves exists. It's like being trapped in a one-person play where you're both the actor and the audience. It's a reminder of the profound mystery at the heart of consciousness. So, why do people find solipsism so intriguing? Well, for starters, it's a great thought experiment. It forces us to confront the limits of our own knowledge and the nature of reality itself. It's like a philosophical puzzle box that challenges us to think outside the box, even if it means questioning the very existence of the box itself. Beyond the intellectual exercise, solipsism can also be strangely comforting. It places us at the center of our own universe. It suggests that, in a way, we are the creators of our own reality. This can be a liberating thought, freeing us from the constraints of external authority and allowing us to embrace the power of our own minds. Of course, this sense of creative control can also be daunting. If we are truly responsible for our own reality, then we are also responsible for all the pain, suffering, and imperfection that comes with it. This is a heavy burden to bear, and it's one of the reasons why solipsism can be a difficult philosophy to fully embrace. You might be surprised to learn that solipsism isn't just some abstract philosophical concept. It actually pops up in our everyday lives more often than you might think. Ever had a dream that felt so real you woke up wondering if it actually happened? That's your brain dipping its toes into the solipsistic pool. Or how about when you're so engrossed in a book or a movie that you forget about the outside world for a while? That sense of being completely absorbed in a fictional reality is another example of how easily our minds can blur the lines between what's real and what's not. Even something as simple as misplacing your keys and wondering if you ever actually picked them up in the first place can be seen as a mini solipsistic episode. It's that moment of doubt, that questioning of your own memory and perception, that hints at the solipsistic idea that our own minds are the ultimate arbiters of reality. Now, before you go around declaring yourself the ruler of your own personal universe, let's take a step back and consider some of the criticisms of solipsism. One of the biggest criticisms is that it's inherently unprovable. There's simply no way to definitively prove or disprove the existence of anything outside of your own mind. So, in a way, it becomes a matter of faith. Another criticism is that solipsism can be seen as a very self-centered and isolating philosophy. If we truly believe that we are the only beings that matter, it can lead to a lack of empathy and compassion for others. After all, why should we care about the suffering of others if they're just figments of our imagination? Furthermore, solipsism doesn't really offer any practical solutions to the problems of life. It's one thing to ponder the nature of reality in the comfort of your own mind, but it's quite another to apply those ideas to the real world. How do you build relationships, solve problems, or make a difference in the world if you believe that everything and everyone around you is an illusion. While pure solipsism might seem impractical for daily life, we can still draw from its ideas to foster personal growth and self-awareness without falling into existential confusion. I refer to this as practical solipsism, which emphasizes understanding the strengths and limits of our perception rather than believing we're in a simulation. This approach involves recognizing that each person experiences the world uniquely. It encourages us to be aware of our biases and assumptions, and to accept that our perspective is just one of many, not necessarily the correct one. Practical solipsism also promotes taking charge of our own happiness and well-being. Since we are the creators of our own reality from our perspective, we have the ability to shape our thoughts, emotions, and experiences positively. So, where do I stand on the whole solipsism debate? As a believer in the interconnectedness of all beings, I see solipsism not as a solitary confinement, but as a reminder of our shared consciousness. From the vastness of space to the intricacies of the human brain, each individual experience contributes to a collective consciousness that binds us all. Solipsism, in this light, becomes a thought experiment that highlights the importance of empathy and connection. It reminds us that while our perception of reality is uniquely ours, it is also a thread in the vast tapestry of human experience. Our subjective views, shaped by our experiences, beliefs, and biology, are pieces of a larger puzzle. And while I might not be able to prove definitively that the universe doesn't just disappear when I close my eyes, I choose to believe in a shared reality. It's a leap of faith, perhaps, but it's a leap that allows for connection, empathy, and a sense of wonder that I wouldn't trade for all the solitary universes in the multiverse. Ultimately, I think the most important thing to remember about solipsism is that it's a question without a definitive answer. And that's okay. Some of the most fascinating and enduring questions in life are the ones that can't be easily solved. Instead of getting bogged down in trying to prove or disprove solipsism, perhaps we can embrace the mystery. We can marvel at the fact that we have these incredible minds capable of contemplating such mind-bending concepts in the first place. We can appreciate the wonder and beauty of the world around us, whether it's real in some objective sense or not. And we can strive to live lives filled with meaning, purpose, and connection, recognizing that even if we are alone in our own minds, we can still choose to build bridges of understanding and empathy with the other minds that may or may not exist out there. So, the next time you find yourself pondering the nature of reality, don't shy away from the big questions. Explore the possibilities. Consider the perspectives. And who knows, you might just stumble upon some fascinating insights about yourself and the universe you, and perhaps others, inhabit. Just remember, if you ever come to the conclusion that you are, in fact, the only sentient being in existence, do us all a favor and try not to break anything. It might be your reality, but it's still our coffee table. If you made it to the end of this video, I'd just like to say a big thank you for watching, and to let you know that I'm going to start trying to upload fortnightly.